Hey there everybody, this is PotterBrony, and welcome to another blind reaction of some MLP Fanwork. Yeah, I know it's been a little bit since I did some MLP Fanwork reactions. This time we're going back to some stuff from Little Shy FiM, Everything Wrong With. This time we've got Everything Wrong with Castle Sweet Castle, and Bloom and Gloom. As always, the links are in the description below. Be sure to support Little Shy FiM. And yeah, let's just get it started and see what they have in store for us this time. What he's got in store for us this time. Alright. First off with Castle Sweet Castle. In 3, 2, 1, and go.
I really miss this place, Spike. We had so many wonderful memories.
Yeah, we all miss it.
Twilight forgets that Angel can talk to Fluttershy, and apparently he forgets as well. This one frame demands the return of an old recurring sin.
Books.
Angel slams the door with the power of his little angry bunny mind. Can you blame Twilight for avoiding this inappropriately shaped castle? Ponyville doesn't need to wait for the rooster to crow when they have the main six eating breakfast this loudly. In Equestria, saplings are just much smaller versions of the full-size tree.
I've been avoiding this
Like
place.
bonsais.
Well, in that case, you're doing a terrible job.
Why would you want to avoid such a gorgeous castle? This place has everything.
Twilight represents the Brony, the others represents Toys R Us. Only one of these two haven't gone bankrupt.
This place has everything. Big, tall,
That's an interesting
huge,
point.
shiny new floors, such a gorgeous castle.
For a castle episode, it's no surprise the ponies resort to reading the back of the Castle Toy playset box.
The castle is amazing.
It'd be nice to see the memo from Hasbro that forced Twilight to have it both ways. Fine, you can have the purple one trying to avoid the castle, but he has to call it amazing at some point. Twilight's incorrectly mirrored in the mirror. That is to say, she isn't. Spike
Well, he
sleeping with a
hasn't said
rarity
he.
plush is only weird because she's not fictional in this universe. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Wagon has neither hinges nor clasp. Literal toy placement. Rarity's
Magic.
the only pony to contribute something that's not a horrible idea. Missing cutie mark, and you can't blame it on the angle because she's doing the same pose here. Applejack could be solving world hunger with this ability, but instead she's instantly growing flowers indoors.
Getting hugs from this nice,
That's a
big,
good point.
friendly
But they don't have
Fun
world
fact,
hunger.
cartoons like this are responsible for all of the world's bear maulings of children. Squirrel appears to be standing on nothing.
Your sparkly window doohickeys, which are, why, they're just swell.
Honest Orange Apple Horse tells a lie. Everything is pretty much entirely Fluttershy's fault. Fluttershy can tame monsters, but not calm down domesticated pets.
Don't let her come home.
Like forever?
Are all they
But we live
really
here.
domesticated pets?
Yes.
Rarity forgets her line and accidentally says yes to that. Spike could fly long before Season 8. In his haste to distract Twilight, Spike didn't know what massage he was ordering until this moment. Yet somehow Aloe and Bulk appear mere seconds later.
The extra strength hot stone deep tissue massage?
Spike could have
Well,
just
either
said,
that or they've
oops, I
got-
meant a normal one, but instead he says,
Yep.
Bulk's hat disappears a moment later.
I really miss this place, Spike.
But I don't miss it enough to even attempt to bring it back with magic or something.
Of course,
Yeah,
losing the Golden Oak
can't do
Library
that.
is hard for you, too.
The only time the library was ever called by name, and it only took its death. Spike is deceptive and even resorts to a form of violence to stall Twilight, which is strange because it's not like the castle makeover is a secret. He could just say they need more time.
If we can't do it,
Then Twilight will be stuck living in a castle that just makes her feel sad.
I was just gonna say we could hire an interior decorator, but okay. Let's just hang up the decaying remains, why don't we? This could have backfired spectacularly if Twilight didn't somehow end up liking the idea.
That's,
Also, do you recall
very good
Golden
point.
Oak Library being so tiny? And even if it is somehow smaller than it used to be, it's still too big to fit inside the castle doors. Did they have a photography pony there at the time? Because otherwise, they're sure to get a cease and desist letter for using episode screenshots. Pinky is standing
Yeah,
down
they gotta be
here,
careful with
yet
that
somehow
stuff.
she can reach one of the gems up here.
And some stuffed animals.
Not
in
a
the
sin,
bedroom.
that's
Dang it,
just Pinky.
Fluttershy, you better not have put any of your weird My Little Human plushies in there. It's okay, Pinky. You're not the first to have your head cannon explode.
It's not my fault I hid them so well.
The fallacy in that statement is so obvious that she must be referring to the actions of a mirror pool clone. Fun fact, Twilight wasn't voiced by Tara Strong in this episode. In fact, Twilight wasn't in this episode at all, according to the credits.
Yeah. Just voice came from nowhere, magically.
We will make this saying this with love, but have you looked in a mirror lately?
Whoa! What happened in here? Last I checked, this place was empty.
Yep. Alright, so that was everything wrong with Castle Sweet Castle. Yep. Oh, he keeps sending stuff that Pinkie Pie does. Dude, she gets amnesty. I know it's... But to be fair, I also love when people say, I don't really see people say about Little Shy so much as with CinemaSins, how they kind of inflate their lists and call out bullshit and all. It pisses people off. It's like, dude, it's meant for entertainment. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. So yeah, that was. Let's see here. Hang on a second, I'm just pulling up the other one. I apologize. Long. There it is. Alright, so now we've got everything wrong with Bloom and Gloom. Pretty good episode. They're both pretty good episodes. I enjoyed them. Looking forward to seeing what they say here. What he says here on this one. So let's just get it started and see what he's got in store for us. And starting the video in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Hush now, little sister, your love I'll know.
She was always fussing with her bangs and tail. I'll bet she grows up to be a celebrity stylist.
That's less an indicator of interest in hair and more of a symptom of anxiety. Can cutie marks misread social cues?
I sure wouldn't want to be up to my
Who knows,
crank and
maybe.
bean hair all day.
Sweetie Belle, do you often use such uncouth language when Rarity's not around?
And what's
Oh,
not
all
to
the time.
like about apples? There's the core and sour apples.
This is Apple territory, Scoots. Your blasphemy is punishable by death. The real nightmare is this
Yeah.
castle.
Those are way too many questions to answer all in one night.
Then too bad, be a better pony, that's life, who cares, no, and here. That was all the answers in a few seconds. It's only because AJ doesn't want to spend a few minutes to deal with this that Applebloom has to experience the forthcoming torment at all. Watching one of the most boring parts of a character's day in order for the dream fake-out to make any sense. Consider this a 2-in-1 sin for the what and the why. Either Applebloom got her cutie mark while sleeping in underwhelming fashion, or none of this is real at all. Both potentials are sin-worthy. Is this character's convenient entry a sin, or does nothing count as a sin in this episode since it's all a dream anyway? That kind of sin confusion deserves a sin. Pre-sliced
Yeah, I'll give you
apple.
that one.
You ever hear of Twitter mates?
Boy, this show sure has a thing for Twitters and tweets. If one didn't know any better, they might
Yeah.
assume there exists a social network by that name, full of annoying fans.
Even the best of us yearns for the day they can move on to greener pastures.
Of all
Some diss
families.
against the Apple family's pastures. You know the phrase, pinch me, I must be dreaming? That's because you're not supposed to be able to feel pain in dreams. All but this Twitter mite's antennae disappears as it's sucked up. It may be a dream, but the fact these two
Oh.
appear right behind her and also manage to snatch her equipment from mere inches away should clue Applebloom into the fact something's not right.
Look at the new bug pony.
Diamond Tiara would be the one to use changeling racial slurs.
Yeah,
Silver
Diamond.
Spoon's shadow only appears momentarily. How nice of Applebloom's dream to provide this foreshadowing cutaway shot. Inner leg cutie mark and
Yes.
completely broken
What
leg.
a good dream.
This anatomy is problematic for a multitude of reasons only a cartoon could get away with. But most importantly, she's an apple to the core. In Equestria, roosters lay eggs. Okay, yes, dream and all, but that only makes it a sin for Applebloom's lack of noticing these things. A quiet horse whinny can be heard in the background. No doubt some editor pulled up stock farm sounds and didn't think anything wrong with using horse sound effects in a show called My Little Pony.
We both sort of got our cutie marks.
They
What
use it
are
all the
they?
time.
Oh, we don't have time to go into all that.
This episode is the ultimate tease. Okay, at this point, the show has to be making fun of nitpickers on purpose. AJ's hat, Apple Bloom's blanket, and literally all of the scene's blocking changes between shots. This sin isn't for any of those things, but rather retaliation for an obvious personal attack on nitpicking.
And you're gonna have to change your name.
Your current name infringes upon the Apple family trademark. Cease and
and
desist all
Yep.
Apple family related activities. The Apple Bloom of the mirror dimension doesn't blink and sync and almost exposes the conspiracy. This face is highly offensive and should be censored. That's better. You can thank this episode for making socks canon. Get it? Because socks cover cannons? Princess Luna waited off screen eating popcorn before finally helping out. The ground is clearly not moving during this running
How do you
shot.
assume that?
Apple Bloom's bow doesn't
She
cast
waited
a
off screen
shadow
eating
because that
popcorn.
would have made it too obvious.
Sometimes we can worry about a thing so much the fear can make us feel like we're trapped in a nightmare.
That's all well and nice, Luna, but she literally is trapped in a nightmare, and you didn't answer her question in the slightest.
I must be the only pony in the universe that's worried about her cutie mark.
Apple Bloom states something that is obviously not the case, just to set up Luna's response. Luna taking Apple Bloom to her friend's dreams is a serious invasion of privacy. Remember
is a
when
fair
Sweetie
point.
Belle was into singing? Her fear of giving up this passion did come true after all. Scootaloo is having a dream where she's literally drowning, yet seconds later in the shared dream she's completely composed.
We're still asleep? Cool!
This is the most heartwarming and heartbreaking moment of the entire show.
There ain't no call to worry, so don't
Yeah,
you
that is
cry or
pretty-
fret.
Ah,
Heartbreaking.
yes. Spontaneous and thematically appropriate singing. This is no dream. This is the real world. What are the odds Applejack says almost the same thing she did in each of the nested dreams? Unless...
A good night's sleep cures just about everything.
I just wish it hadn't been so exhausting.
Granny Smith is the only one not confused by that, because she is secretly Princess Luna herself. Apple Bloom's
Yeah.
name is missing a space. Must have been the same space which found its way into Equestria Girls.
Well, they're family. They share.
Why don't I just wake up? Apple Bloom, what's this all about? Oh, nothing.
See? Now
Way
what
to end the episode.
a good night's sleep will fix just about it.
We lost our Apple Horse. Blue Eyes of Death. Alright, so. That was interesting. Yeah. I have really nothing else to say to that. You know, it's, of course, these are just meant to be parodies and funny. And the nitpicky stuff is for comedy purposes. I mean, anybody who, like I was mentioning before, I don't know why I even brought it up, but people who complain about these types of videos being too nitpicky and tearing through things way too much, just don't watch it if it upsets you that much, you know? Whatever. But not in this case. Watch it. Watch his stuff, you know. Support Little Shy FiM. As I said before, links in the description are below. Or links are in the description below. Duh. And, yeah, I'm going to end this one here. Until next time. Take care.